Midway USA has an extensive selection of bullets, providing top-notch performance and accuracy for the cartridge you plan on reloading. If you plan to hunt, shoot competitively, plink at the range, or even load up some self-defense rounds, Midway USA has the popular brands, calibers, diameters, and grain weights of bullets you are searching for. First-time reloaders, bulk bullet buyers, and seasoned specialty shooters begin their search for bullets at Midway USA. For just about everything for reloading, shop MidwayUSA.com.
Friends of NRA is your chance to support our Second Amendment rights and preserve America's hunting traditions. Join Friends of NRA at one of our 600 exciting events nationwide. From games to auctions and exclusive firearms, Friends of NRA events are your chance to support a cause you care about while having a great time with patriots in your community. Whether you're a seasoned shooter, an avid hunter or outdoorsman, or passionate about freedom, there's a place for you within Friends of NRA. Visit friendsofnra.org to find an event near you. Stand up for freedom with the Friends of NRA.
Just be sitting up there jacked with Pepsi.
I'm there for the pack out. You just got to pack me in.
Committed to the bow early on. Like, I love getting close and putting up.
You cover a range of stuff on here too, right? Like,
we call this the THP World Headquarters.
You know, my grandpa Roy Weatherby.
I came into like that golden little pocket where there was like 4 or 5 different bulls. Just
You're Canadian? We're doing a Canadian podcast.
My name's Douglas Bode.
I'm Robbie Denning.
Roy Kelly.
Make a picture with it. For all the groups that I shot.
Oh, cool.
Tons of them. Yeah.
Oh, it's a whole bunch of different targets. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all these small targets I had. Because I had tons of them, like tons of record keeping, and I was like, I got to get rid of some of these. So I was going to put it with my mount, say.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
I do the same for arrows, but Evie might get pissed at bringing home big targets. It's just a collage, honey. Don't worry. It'll work itself out.
Just shotgun splatter everywhere. Jokes. So what's going on, fellas?
Well, a heck of a lot. You're looking refreshed from a little vacation and such, by the looks of it. You're looking young today, which is normal. Yeah.
Oh. Maybe I have what's that thing called when you add it to the screen, like that?
Oh,
beauty filter. Yeah, beauty filter on.
Yeah. Well, probably shelled out some good money.
Shit. So what's going on, Pete? We haven't talked since the archery shoot. Not online anyway.
No, just wiping away my tears and eating a little bit of crow. Oh, fucker beat me. That was a good time. It was an absolute blast. Super hot, the bighorn. But I thought it went really well. Other than the fact Kevin whooped me by 8 points. 8 points, 1 point, doesn't matter. Win's a win. Killed me. But
win's a win, man.
Yeah. And it's great watching the kids shoot again. It fucking still just blows me away how good they're getting and how fast.
Yeah, just all the time. Awesome. We had to order Wyatt a new bow because he outgrew the poundage on that other one. So, yeah, it never ends, man.
Oh, I hear you. Hold yourself, Derek. Man, we've hardly heard anything from. You've been busy.
Derek, him and I. Who do we have on? Pete wasn't on.
Derek's on there.
No, Derek and I talked.
Oh, okay.
We talked. You didn't show. You're a no-show. You ghosted us.
Ghosted you.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
What the heck, man?
Are you sure I ghosted you or I wasn't invited?
No, you're invited.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Yeah, you're invited.
How'd you make it with your arrows, buddy? You had a bit of high tear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move. So I'm gonna have to do a gross adjustment on my D loop. I think I moved my rest, and it's just I don't like moving my rest too much. If it's that far out of whack, I got to move something else. I got to move my D loop.
Yeah, that's normally what I do. I just adjust my D loop.
Yeah. So, which I mean, I'm not terribly surprised because I was going to a completely different arrow, stiffer, everything. but it's across the board. Other than the 100 grain heads with the insert, I think it's just a little bit stiffer because obviously I'm not shooting the 125s on the end, and that's causing a high left tear.
How
So
much of a high tap? Like
it's
high?
out. It's out. Yeah, it needs.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be adjusted. It's like, I don't know, a couple mil out. So from a bullet hole. So gonna have to revisit that. But arrows are shooting great. It's just trying to put the reps in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard when you're like 8 feet tall and you got, a 50-inch arrow to
Well,
tear
it's actually funny you say that. I'm probably gonna get a mod 3 and then shoot my bow at the 31 and a half just to see how comfortable it is. And just to see what happens for speed. But and then see how comfortable it is, because that turbo, I shorten my draw length because if I collapse at all, it just wants to go out of that valley. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get another mod and just kind of play around with it a little bit, see my shoulder position, see if I'm a little far back, or just get my kid to watch me, see what I can do, squeak out a little more poundage, more
arrow speed.
More arrow speed. Gonna crank it up, and then even further, I'm just gonna see if I can get maybe 80-pound limbs too. We'll see.
Flying.
You're shooting.
What are you shooting for spine? You're gonna have to watch your spine count.
Yeah,
though.
I'm shooting 300s. I might have to bump her to 250. Luckily, they're close. That's the wicked thing about the TKOs. They're freaking wicked. Like, even if you bump up to a 250, there's not much grain difference.
No.
They're
good. They're solid.
It's a little bit, but
that's good.
Yeah.
I know I was going to ask you something, Kevin, on your D loops, only because you put my last one on when you tuned my bow there. Do you have a specific length that you cut? Do you pre-cut any D loop material at all? I'm just curious because it's like absolutely perfect. I was just wondering because my stuff finally came in.
Oh.
And then I was like, nice to bring a couple strands. You know what I mean? Like if you could burn both ends right off the get-go.
You can. I don't do it, but I mean, I've tied so many of them. I just kind of cut them and then burn them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you definitely can pre-cut them. Just pull that one off. You have to work it off you'll have to untie it. Kind of tricky, but you can do it. I've done it.
Yeah.
And then just
I'll worry about that when it starts to even fray just a tiny bit. I'll work it off and then cut it. I was just thinking more like you're in a back country or whatever and you have some with you. It's nice if you could just whip it on real quick. You don't have to think about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude,
that's all.
A guy at work. Oh, this is heartbreaking. He had that. He was using his dad's bow, so already not a good setup. Like, didn't really fit him that good. And his D loop had a bunch of frays on it. 50-inch bull in front of him.
Oh no.
Big bull moose. Then this is like, I think it's like a 20-year draw. And draws back at 40 yards. And D loop breaks.
Oh no.
As he's drawn back. At peak weight, snap the arrow. Right in front of right underneath the ball.
Oh.
Terrible.
Oh man.
That's worst part is that I had a discussion with him and I'm like, oh, you better get that changed out. He was showing me pictures like, oh yeah, this is my dad's bow, I'm gonna take it out. And it's like, that D loop is frayed. You better get that changed immediately. Like,
oh, that's even worse. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, stuff happens, but
just knowing about it too. Like, it's like that's not good. Like, really frayed, not like a little bit of shit going on, like majorly frayed.
As soon as mine get a little frayed, I switch them.
You have to.
Yeah. And it all depends, like, kind of release you're shooting too. If you're shooting like a finger release, like a wrist strap, they'll last a little longer, and you can use like a BC, like a number 24, because you're not getting as much twist and pull on that D loop as you do with like a closed caliper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And especially with a finger release, because you're grabbing it and then you're essentially turning it, so you get twist in the D loop. You get a little more. But that's why I use a smaller D loop material like number 23, just for that reason.
And mine is still mint. Mine's still 100%.
Well, yeah, I
from
mean,
when you
only
put
shot
mine on.
15 arrows, so
Well, it's 15 controlled arrows. That's all that matters.
15 perfect.
no, well, I mean, it's funny because we've been talking, and it's like my shoulder finally started feeling better, and it's like, man, I haven't been pushing the limit on like arrow quantity, just really, really focusing on arrow quality.
Yeah.
Like 20 arrows max.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And like done. And like there was one day when I shot a lot when I was trying to end the day with all inside outs. Never got it. Fuck no. Like the closest I got was like I got a few 5-and-1s. Like 4 in and then on the liners, 2 of them on the liner, but
Yeah.
and then after it was like I probably shot for a good. Well, I shot a bit and then like I was going inside. Then Wyatt came out and shot, and then he was shooting at 40 yards, so I would shoot down at the bottom of the driveway, and then we go up and he shoots. So it wasn't too bad. Like I wasn't getting really exhausted, but like I had a pretty good bead going on by the end.
Oh yeah,
I was out there for quite a bit.
That's the one thing I've been trying to work on the most is getting the whole quiver, all 5 controlled shots. Because I got this little guy right on the shoulder here. And he says, fuck it, dude. Just send it. Just say, you're good. You're good. You've been holding too long. It's all good. You're a big guy. You can hold it a little longer. Just let it go. And it's like, I shoot it and it's like, I should have let down. I should have let down. And, it's not that it's out by much, but it's like you're saying, it's like, this is where they should go. And it ends up 3 inches over. And you're just like, I mean, on an animal, it's still dead as dead, but it's like, all the others were 100% controlled. They ended where they were supposed to be. And you lost focus. You held too long, whatever, maybe the wind kicks up and you're correcting for too long. Well, let down. I don't know.
I noticed too, like the quantity, like before I grab like 15 arrows, throw them down and shoot 15 because I was too lazy to, like, I don't like walking up and down the driveway a bunch. Just too lazy. So I just shoot more arrows. But that doesn't help either. So it's like five arrows, 4 rounds of 5.
Yeah. Actually, last night I was shooting and it just ended up at 72 yards. And it was just for the first time in a long time on the 5th shot, I actually let down because the wind kicked up. I got a little bit of dust in my eye or whatever and redid it. Sure shit. All probably 2-inch group, all at like 72 yards. Otherwise, I'm sure that 5th one would have been another fly, like 3-4 inches off. It felt good. It was just like every shot I took extra time. And it's kind of like Joel Turner talks about, like just getting loud and just talking your way through it. Cause I was getting sick and tired of, 4 out of 5 were perfect. And that one was over. And it's like, okay, what did I screw up on that one release? Cause the flight was good. It's just like, well, it ended up over there. So I screwed up somewhere.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped shooting groups. Once I get closer to season, I stop shooting groups. Like once I got my windage down, and just because of how windy it is, I'll shoot it on a good day, and that's it. That's it. I'm done with the windage, and I shoot dots. Gotcha. That way you don't get that anxiety. I got to make a perfect shot, and I'll run laps all the way out to 80, 90 yards, and then shoot 3 that are like 90, 80, 70, and then 60, 50. Because you get lazy, right? You get anxiety, and then you start getting lazy at the 40s. You're so lazy. Oh, that's good. And then you're like, what the hell? Like, no, I have to still try. I still have to hold it and just shooting dots, because that seems to be like, I learned that from long range rifle, where you got these dot drills, they call them, and you measure closest to center, like for accuracy, not just precision, because like you can shoot a really tight group, but just keeping it in the dot every single shot.
Oh yeah.
Then you don't got that anxiety, because you're not, oh shit, I got 4 that are, I got to get that 5th one. And oh shit, got it. Because that's not realistic for hunting anyways, right?
Yeah. I switch it up too. Sometimes I'll just shoot like the arrow of the dot, or if I feel like wrecking arrows, I'll just throw them up. I kind of need to tear some of these fletchings off because I want to refletch a whole bunch of them. So this is my excuse. But yeah, you're right. If you
I got one,
especially during hunting season, it's nice too. And I always have one mechanical, or one broadhead on, and I'll shoot the broadhead, and I'll have like a few, 3 or 4, just field tips, and just shoot them.
Yeah, same thing even with like holding back, doing like holding back and holding for a long time. And then two, I'll try and focus to shoot the shot faster too,
Yeah.
because if it's realistic, you got to draw and then shoot
Oh
quick
yeah.
instead of screwing
And
around,
knock
right?
another arrow quick.
Yeah.
I practice that too.
Where you got an
Quick
arrow
draw.
on your quiver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
Yeah, I'm not there
Yeah.
yet. I got to get one out of my boat first before I got to worry about before I worry about getting a second one up.
Man,
I'm just gonna work on step one. Step one
really helps though. Like,
yeah,
it'll come.
There's been a couple bowls where like I needed that second arrow in them. Like it was a good shot, but
if
just
you have
how
the
hot it
opportunity,
is. Oh yeah, 36 degrees. I need that bowl dead in like seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never hurts to have a second arrow. Look.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. And just doing those pre-season checks.
Are you gonna? I know you're like swamped. Do you ever do like try to pick up a fun 3D at like a course around here or something? Just
they do Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
They do Tuesdays. Yeah, every Tuesday you just come in there. You pay $5 or whatever, and you go and shoot the range. One of the guys, Tom Hopkins, he runs it.
Nice.
It's pretty good for kids too.
I like that because then you're not shooting a dot. You're not shooting colors. You're literally shooting an animal-like figure in, well, depending on your setup and where you are. Like for us, we got our ups, downs, we got in the shade, we got out in the bright, we got stuff in the way. That's what I focus on from here on out. We've got our course A just modified. Like we had 20 targets out there for the shoot, but we've got 15 out there right now. And yeah, basically every Wednesday, that's when I go out to do that. And I just throughout the week, I do different things, but that's the one I look forward to right now. Cause it's like, that's the most realistic thing without, actually having a live animal there.
Did you see that thing GP posted about the Forestry Service and the TAC events, and they had to cut it down to 3,800 participants?
I never understood why.
Cut it down to 3,800 people.
That's
like it's fucking nuts. What's the oilman? I think the oilman's is the biggest in Canada. I think that was like 400 or something.
But like, how long you have to wait at those, or you know what I mean?
I don't think it's
they got a lot of targets. Like you're not going in there to 60 wait to shoot at 60 targets.
Yeah, my friend did that last shoot. He didn't say anything about waiting too long.
Yeah, I think it's pretty quick. Like I think the targets move, and you're doing a lot of moving.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of different difficulty, like there's set up for different difficulties. So I've never been to one. So I mean, we've had enough guests on here that have been. Maybe we should ask one of them one time.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting here guessing.
Looks like a blast though.
It's funner to do it this way, I guess. Sound like idiots.
Yeah, just bullshit artists.
Like you guys, you guys are dumbasses. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, how's the shoulder, Derek?
It's doing pretty good. I just with that bicep tension problem I was having, where there was a little bit of a chance I had a tear, that it's doing better now. It's just coming back from that fishing trip where I was shooting every single day, high volume, and just that stop, and then just hitting doubles. That's what it is too. Is I'm working out in the morning and in the evening, doing cardio in the evening now. So just trying to shoot as much as I can, and then just
why do you do the cardio in the evening? Just out of curiosity.
Just because it's just a little bit easier. Like in the morning, I like to get it over with. I do like the cardio in the evening just because then I'm in the living room. We got a recumbent bike and stuff like that, and then I can run too.
Right,
just a little bit cooler. Can't do it, and too, so I can shoot. Right, that's the main reason, because I don't want to be shooting. Like my back, if I'm hitting back, I'm doing deadlifts. I don't want to be shooting.
Doesn't
right after that.
You do anything like like any workout. I mean, other than legs, any upper body workout, it's hard to go shoot even an hour after. That's why,
effectively, at least, right? But yeah, it's just my front arm stability, because it was like rock solid before I left on that fishing trip, and now I'm doing like planks and a couple of those workouts you sent me.
The Balboa lifts and that really helped my shoulder.
And then
like not doing heavy
too.
Yeah, the bands
Yeah.
help. And not doing any heavyweight, more like 10 to 10, 12
Yeah. Yeah, because
reps.
my physio is heavy everything. Like
Really?
like 3 plates for like shrugs and stuff. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
I
time.
Because
just
I like
found, I mean, you're still young. So like you're in your prime right now. You're not like Pete
old like
and like
Kevin.
kind of like me,
Kind
where it,
Yeah.
where it affects you.
I am finding it's a muscle tension problem now. That's really the battle. It's not the fatigue. I can handle the fatigue. I used to be like proper big, like real built in the past, but
Yeah.
all that like bodybuilding type stuff just gave me a lot of neck strain problems and just like neck tightness problems, like
Yeah.
traps and stuff. Like if I don't work my traps, and then from work, my work is crazy climbing and
Yeah.
heavy lifting and torquing and all that stuff, pulling wrench, right? But I found that the more volume, I got to be really careful with like doing like real heavy deads combined with shrugs, and then shooting on top of that. I'll get this like muscle tightness in my trap.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you use like a foam roller or like a
Yep.
ball or anything? Yeah, that
Oh
works
yeah.
good. I
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
using like the
Ray gun
soft.
too.
Yeah, I have one. I found the most effective is that like just a softball, like a regular, like the side, like
Yeah.
the
okay.
hard softballs, and just like putting all your weight on that sucker and just like getting it into those tight spots. Holy fuck! I mean, it hurts, but man, it definitely does the job. I use a lot of foam roller.
Yeah, it really improves the shooting. I find that if I have tension in my neck, it just is unnatural. Like
Yeah,
you're
I get tension in
not
just
comfortable,
from
right?
my job every day. Fuck.
So Kevin, if you're doing light stuff, what kind of exercise are you doing for your shoulders? Like I'm only asking because like some of the stuff I do, it's more like holding. Like if I'm doing shoulder presses or whatever, like I'll start and end. A lot of times, like even just holding like a 5 or 10 pound plate on each
Mm-hmm.
hand just out and actually mimicking, like bringing it up like this, like I would be shooting, but I do it on both sides so that they're even and just like almost mimicking holding your bow. Even your bow is probably only 6, 7 pounds, but sometimes I do 5, sometimes I do 10s just to try to hold it. What do you guys do
Well, like
for those
normally,
lights?
like before, it all depends on like my training. Is so like if it's like January and I might be doing like focusing more on like weight training and less on like running. It all depends on like what I'm training for. So right now I'm more focused on running. So I'm running 4 times a week. I'm running quite a bit. Like I think this week already I don't know, I ran 12 miles on Sunday, 6 miles on Monday, and then I got 2 more runs. And then I kind of switched up to a push-pull legs for weight training.
Okay.
So I'm doing legs twice a week, which is hamstrings, glutes, and quads. And then like I'll do one RDL, which is a hinge, and then one quad movement and one hamstring, and like not hit them super hard, and then just do them twice a week. So I still have energy throughout the day because like if you fucking go and hammer your legs, it's going to take you 3 days to recover. And if you're, I'm training for a marathon. So if I'm doing that, I won't be able to get proper running sessions in, right? Like if I'm doing like a zone 2 run, it might not be too bad, or like a zone 1, not that I'm doing any zone 1 work now. It's like the minimum zone 2. So I do basically I split up my leg, what would be a normal leg day over 2 days. So I'm doing less. And then I'm doing like I just started this push pull. So like today I did so put for like a push pull is like so it'd be like chest, shoulders, and like triceps. So like all the pushing movements. And then like a pull would be like a back and biceps. Right.
Gotcha.
So and I cut them down quite a bit where like before I do like maybe like 6 to 10 sets of like 4 or 5 or 6 to 10 reps of like 4 to 5 sets. And now I'm doing like 10, 8 to 12 reps and 3 sets.
Okay.
And then so like I would be doing, I did bench with and I superseded that with like dumbbell extensions. And then I did shoulder like Arnold presses, full range movement Arnold presses. with light weight, just because I'm still having some of that agonizing shoulder pain.
No, those are the ones that are coming down and then across like this.
Yeah, you're basically starting out, with the weights in front of you, and you're getting a full range of motion, right? And it's just nice and controlled, full stretch. You can't do that with too much weight. So lighter weight, higher reps with those. And then I think I was doing skull crushers with those. And then what did I do after that? I did incline bench with dips. And then I went to decline flies and side lateral raises.
Yeah.
And that was it, right? And then just 3 sets and like that's it. And then tomorrow I'll do a pull. So it would be like chin ups with like an arm curl type of deal. And it's still doing supersets, which I don't know. I'm going to try it for a couple of weeks and just see how it is. Cause like you're already using your tricep. Like I never did chest and triceps. I always, just because like your triceps are always getting a workout when you're doing a push movement anyway. So we'll see how it is. But like I definitely noticed how I was like when I was doing those dips, I was like, holy fuck. Normally you can throw like with unweighted dips, you can get like 20 to 30. I think I was getting like 10 to 15. So,
gotcha.
But yeah, I definitely switched it up now. But like I said, it's more of an emphasis on running right now. And so like after say like December, January, probably go back into just more conventional, like a conventional split where I'm doing like shoulders, shoulders my workout, and then leg day, and then it'd be like chest and back. Do that once or twice a week. It all depends too on like what's going on like for work or how busy it is type of deal, and kind of like what I can fit in.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And how much energy I have too, right? Like, fuck, man, when it's 40 degrees out, it's hard to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, go lay brick and work on your house for, 8 to 10 hours a day. It's tough, man. So, and like I do my cardio, I do all my runs fasted. I just like doing them fasted. So I'll get up, have a quick coffee, and then I do my run, right? I do my running session, and then it's like on for the day. And then it's like, and then like before, which is kind of the reason I switched to the push pull, is because I didn't like doing like, if I was doing a run, like to do, say you're doing like chest and back, arms, shoulders, legs. Do you know what I mean? You have too many days in your week where you're weight training. And so if I was running in the morning, I'd have to do the weight training in the afternoon. And then I didn't have enough, like shooting my bow sucked because I was fatigued, right?
Yeah.
So now I just switched it to doing 1 push, 1 pull per week with 2 legs, but the legs are basically one workout divided over 2 days, and running 4 days a week. So it's definitely more running and less weight training.
Gotcha. So Derek, will you change up like what you're doing, as we get closer to hunting season? I'm going to assume everybody changes it up for hunting season, because if we have spare time, we're generally out, but
I used to rely too much on my work level of fitness, because we climb every day. Like it's built in cardio, right? You're vertically climbing 300 to 900 feet every day. But now I implemented in stair steppers big time. Like once I stopped doing running, then I'll slowly start transitioning where I'll add in 15 then 30 minutes of stair step, and it'll be maximum incline, max level. And I'll just increase the pace, back it off, increase the pace, back it off. I used to do sprints. It's actually funny, like all this medical research that comes out where it's like I was doing the ice baths, I was doing the sprints where you sprint for 90 seconds, hold it for 3 minutes, sprint for 90 seconds. You keep doing that. I do that for 3K after every workout. But I found that I just was too tired all the time. I just started losing a ton of weight, and then you almost get like on the verge of injuries all the time. Like I would get lighter and lighter, and then you're still pushing the same weight, so then you get injured. So now I just kind of peak. Now I'll take it easy on the weights. I'll go heavy initially. Like I'm sitting at around 240 pounds right now. So probably do a cut 20 pounds here. So I'll start really being diligent with my diet, cutting carbs down, increasing cardio, with stair stepper. And then, just because like I did Crow's Nest Mountain, that hike was stair stepper with 15, 20 minutes every day. And I crushed it. I didn't need any breaks. Like that's like the highest elevation mountain in southern Alberta, like on the range. And ever since then, I just really started implementing that in, and then even weighted. You can use a pack or whatever, ruck it in the coulees and stuff. But I'll reduce my weight training from high weight more to fatigue.
Okay.
Instead of like hitting the big PRs and stuff, like I'll back off from like hundreds or 120-pound inclines down to like 70s, just get more reps in right to failure and just increasing all of my reps to higher.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find the higher reps. I don't do the heavy stuff anymore. I just find it's just like the risk, like it's just not worth the like risk reward just isn't there.
Yeah.
I prefer definitely lower.
Same with the bar, like
bar,
like bench press with a bar. I just find it's too hard on my shoulders. Like my shoulders are so fried from work. And then it just like cuts into like my bow, like shooting my bow. And it's just like, fucking, I find the heavy shit. It's just, yeah.
You guys ever do much for calisthenics? Like just more body weight and stuff like that? Or?
I used to do a lot of that.
Yeah. More, outside of like push-ups and pull-ups, that's about it. Like my push-ups, I could fucking crush it. Pull-ups, I suck. I'm terrible at pull-ups.
I wish I had
push-ups I could do
here.
Yeah, I do have one and I do it, but I just terrible at them. I got to start doing more of them. But like push-ups, I do a lot of push-ups and I can bang out 50, 60 push-ups without stopping. But when it comes to pull-ups, man, Jesus, 15.
Yeah, I can't at my weight right now. No, I can't get the reps, so that's why I got to cut down. That's the problem. You hit the big weights, you just get big and sluggish.
Yeah. And you probably have that in you too, where you just get, because you're a big guy.
Yeah.
And you probably pack on muscle super easy. And especially if you're doing big weight, then it's going to pound on.
Oh yeah, like I there with my kids, like I hadn't really been hitting the weights for like a year there, and I pushed 2 plates no problem. Like hadn't been doing any bench press whatsoever, just like a little bit of push-up stuff with the kids, and then I tried three plates, only got 1 rep, but I hadn't lifted in a long time. It's just you're big, but the consequence of that is quite literally I feel slow. I feel big, clunky. I can't crouch down. Stocks are like insane. Like to like go into a split squat when you're like 240, you're not silent. You can't.
Oh, come on.
That crouched position, and like what it takes to stalk on a mule deer, I just found I'm like, oh man, like this is not comfortable.
You're the kind of guy I need to have in front of me. You can crouch down and do the old squat thing. I'll just walk behind you. Have my bow over my shoulder. Yeah, we're still good. I'm behind this tree.
That's what I do with the kids, actually. Like just walk single file behind me. If they see me and they bust, we're screwed anyway. So, but no, just to cut the weight down, just because you feel faster, you feel more agile, you get your flexibility too. That's a thing too. Like I'll start doing like single leg like hamstring stuff, and then like anything that's I'll do like any of your knee rehab, like your single leg dip down where you touch your heel when you're fully extended down, band work too, quad band work, like stuff for patellar tendonitis type stuff, anything that's like that, because you just go super slow, like placing your heel down even if you have weight. It's going to help, because you think about how much hiking you're doing where you're fully extended or you're pushing up a steep hill. Like personally, I prefer, like if there's like switchbacks, I don't like that. I'll go straight up. I'd rather always do that. It feels more comfortable for me just with all the climbing I've been like done in my life.
Unless you're walking half this way less distance, which is nice. It's just straight up. Fuck it. Just get it over with. Yeah,
just get it over with.
Well, it depends on where you are too. Sometimes it never ends. It just keeps going up and up and up.
Yeah.
And it all depends on your lifestyle too, right? And it's like if you are the type of guy that just gets, July comes around or June comes around, you're like, oh, I gotta get in shape for hunting, then it's obviously going to be a little different. Like I don't get in shape for hunting. I actually get in worse shape when hunting season comes around.
Because you're out in the bush hiking around. You don't have time.
Yeah, I just train year round. So it's like I train 6-7 days a week. So usually 7. So it's like I never even really think about it anymore, to be honest. It's just like, yeah, let's go hunting. I mean, other than like injuries and stuff like that, which happen.
Yeah.
And you try to do maintenance on it, but I mean, there's obviously only so much you can do, right? But you definitely want to be more flexible when you're in the backcountry. It just helps prevent injuries, helps prevent strains, tears. So it kind of
and if you're successful, like that's some serious shit. Backing an elk out, like if you're not physically prepared whatsoever, you're gonna find out on your first step. You're gonna feel, oh, this is not good.
just getting off the ground.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I'm a big advocate for just stay in shape year round. Because then it's like it's just one less thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just if you don't ever have to think, if your fitness is part of your lifestyle and you're always just in shape. I mean, obviously it all depends. Like you could get in better shape, obviously, but you don't have to be in fucking marathon or ultra marathon shape to go hunting and pack an elk out, right? Do you know what I mean? Like it's just different. Like so
even dropping just a little bit of weight and having some cardio and like working on your legs and stuff. Like,
well, if you just
remember I posted that thing where I was just walking up and down my stairs with a pack with some weights. It doesn't take anything fancy.
No,
you just got to build that muscle.
Yeah, no, like you can even just do like a step test. We used to do that all the time at work. Like you were required to be in a certain level of physical fitness. Like when I was going to post-secondary, they would do a step test and a body fat check too. When I was in college for wind turbine engineering stuff. And they did a step test, and you can get in incredible shape where they just increase the tempo. So you just have a bench, you have your pack on your back, just put 20 pounds in your pack and just do that step test, rotate your legs, right? Just change legs. And that can do a lot.
Yeah. You see that, like I look at it, even if you just train, say throughout the year, 3 days a week, right? Say some stretching one day, cardio one day, and then some, weight training, whether it's just body weight training or whatever, right? You do it 3-4 times a week. When you're in somewhat good shape, it's so much easier to get in better shape. If you're a fucking couch potato and you're just a plug, it's really hard to get in shape quick. Like it's really hard. July 1st comes around. It's really hard to get in shape for September 1st. But if you've already been like, maintaining your fitness throughout the year, it's nothing to like just ramp it up a little bit and get in better shape. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to suffer for that first 2 weeks. The chances of injury are way less.
Yeah.
You're flexible. Your muscle is already used to that. To the lactic acid building up, and
even shedding just a couple. Like you don't have to have this big diet type thing. Like I think I lost 10 pounds. Like just my average day, I'm sitting right around 200 now. And from last year being 210, like I feel fast, as fast as a 45-year-old can feel. You know what I mean? Like it's not the sluggish thing like what you were talking about before.
Well, 10 pounds is a lot. Like you don't realize like 10 pounds is a lot.
Well, even on my joints and stuff, like they don't hurt as often. And usually when they do, it's because I'm bound up and I got to do more stretching and stuff. That's what it comes down to mostly for me anyway. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'll spend more time stretching than anything if I'm starting to hurt because it's my muscles just contracting or whatever. And that's why I go to osteo and stuff. And yeah, it's made a huge, huge difference just in mobility and getting around. And when you're not hurting, you tend to want to exercise more. It's just kind of, they're all attached to each other.
Yeah. Well, it's easier, right?
Yeah.
It's easier to keep going. So, but that's why I say, I'm like, if you just, stay active throughout the year, don't just sit around, do nothing. Just keep it going. And then when it's when it's game time, it's that much easier.
Ramp it up. Yeah. Ramp it up and get it done. Like I know, like after a season, like once I'm getting into late season, like I'll be probably around 210 pounds.
Wow, that's a big drop.
Oh yeah. Because I'm not pushing big weight, and I adapt pretty quick to running. That's one thing I like it, but I also, my kid's the same way. He's super lean, hey, and the more I run, it's like boom, weight goes down, but then your muscles get too scrawny and lean in my quads, and then I like it doesn't cause knee problems, but in the severe cold it does. Like that's how I hurt my knee and strained my knee, was just going 30K a day in extreme cold, like minus 25 Celsius, say, and you're kneeling on your knees, your joints are cold, 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 cold constantly, and just making sure that you're balancing everything. Okay, yeah, you want to be lightweight, you want to be fast, but a little bit of bulk helps, so that when you're not working out, you can tap into that and you're not going to be feeling sluggish all the time.
Well, and two, muscle helps protect your joints.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Like if you got muscle density, it's going to help protect those joints. So yeah, but you're not, I mean, you got to build it up, right? You got to build it and you got to keep it because it's perishable. And the older you get, the faster it goes. So it's definitely, and it's harder to get it back once it's gone. It's like, what the fuck? This wasn't like this when I was 20. You just go to the gym and once and you're in shape. It's like, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
A little different when you're older.
Hey, Kev, I doubt you have, but did you get a chance to try your bow hitch out?
It's on my bow.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were able to kind of try the strap or anything like that.
No, I haven't. I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, well, I tried out because we were thinking about one extra thing on there and might get hooked up on stuff, and so I took it on that A course there just to try it out the other night and just kind of play around with how high the strap should be, and man, it was unreal. Like,
yeah, I know everybody who has them, they love them. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll see, I guess.
Derek, do you know anybody that's got them, or have you tried them at all?
I haven't tried them. I'm an old school. I hold my bow the whole time.
Yeah.
I got to. I've had too many times where, oh, my bow is on my pack. Never again.
Yeah, no, this year, what I did, like you can put the strap on your backpack, like on your waist belt or whatever, or wherever you can adjust the height. I happened to put it on my bino harness the other day and was just playing with the height, and I just have the height so that my hand can basically grab my grip right there. Like there's no reaching down. It's like literally right at that level. And I was curious how that would work, and it seemed to be pretty good. Like, and how easy I was, the biggest concern I think I had was getting it out of the loop, because it's a strap and it's got a loop and it goes in there. And I thought, well, fuck, that thing's gonna get hung up and you can be sitting there doing this trying to get it
when
out.
You're glassing though. That's the thing. Like, it's constant. I'm probably gonna get one of those Hoyt kickstands, like the bipod deal. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. But there's one thing I run into this guy all the time. But this guy on the trail, his Badlands, I don't know if it was intentional or what, but it has a hook on the bottom, and you can just put your D loop in it.
How strong is it?
It's strong. Like, it's really
I've seen that too, and I've seen guys just use regular like keychain hooks.
Yeah, and
they just hook it.
They'll just put it hooking on there and they'll glass. I'm just like,
which is essentially the same thing as what that. Yeah, that like when we were talking to what was that guy's name from Bow Hitch?
Joe.
When we were talking to him, like that's one of the biggest thing is like when you go to glass, when you're glassing with one arm, fuck, you get fatigued quick, and like I mean, if you're doing any long-term glassing, you're going to be getting, your glasses, your binoculars on a tripod, but still it's like to be able to hold them up with both hands. It sure is nice. Or even like doing anything. Like I hate putting my bow down. Like I never really put my bow. I try to avoid putting my bow on the ground. I'll hang it on a tree or do whatever, right? Like I just hate putting it on the ground.
I can usually get my limb in my, like with my stabilizer down in the edge of my limb and have it just leaning up against my leg. Like if I got to do the two hand.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that even, but sometimes it's like, well, I got nothing else here. Sometimes I can get
I do that a lot of
my
time
shoulder.
too. Yeah. Because I run a long quiver. So I mean, it's a long stabilizer, but I don't know. Well, so we'll try it. It'll be interesting. I mean, I'll either like it or I won't. I don't know.
Well, yeah. And that's why, so far with the one round, I was able to pull all my arrows, and that was the big experiment for me. Like if I can pull my arrows out of the 3D targets, and I was by myself that night, and I'm trying not to like have it swing under my feet or on the ground or whatever. And fuck, man, it was slick. Like I was super happy with it.
Yeah, if you're doing a 3D, it would definitely be nice, because if you're going through like if it's not in and out, then you take your bow with you, and then you don't have to put it down. I just hate putting my shit down.
The one thing that I hate the most about, even if you're in and out, and I see it all the time at, especially all the big events, you get people with the big long stabilizers, and everybody, they've got their tripod things, and they sit and they're standing, they're perfectly fine where they are, but you got people walking by, and I've talked to so many people that at one point or another have had their bow kicked by accident, tripped over, stepped on, because of how long the stabilizers are.
Well, yeah,
it's just bows. You know what I mean? Because there's so much shit around. There's bows everywhere.
Well, it doesn't take much. Like you look on a bow like Wyatt's. I mean, you got the axle. It's so that it's not a spot hog. You know what I mean? Like the sight's not a spot hog. They're not meant to be bumped or banged up. Like a fucking spot hog, you could chop a tree down with it, for fuck's sakes, almost. Do you know what I mean? Like you could, the same with like black gold.
Yeah.
They're durable, but with like a target bow sight, fuck, you can knock it out of sight pretty damn quick. So they're pretty fragile.
Yeah, I'm concerned about somebody tripping on my bow or stepping.
Well, that's why I don't like putting
accident.
mine on the ground, because I mean it's easy. Or even if you plop it up against a tree and then you come back, it's on the ground, you're like, well, fuck, like did it touch my rest?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
then you're always wondering.
Like, your string just gets mangled. Like I'll put my bow. I stopped doing that for that reason, because I would keep snagging sticks and shit.
Yeah,
it just starts fraying, and then especially with your peep, and then you get one or two strands, and then before you know it, you're starting to get. It's just high abrasive, right? Like anything that's highly abrasive, and then you're just going to start seeing that fray. Then it's in your head that okay,
well, that's it. It's in your head. Like, is it on or is it off? And like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd lean your bow up against something, you go to take a piss when you're hunting, you come back, your bow's underground. You're like, now you're second guessing, like, fuck, did it come on? And is it off just a little bit? Did the launcher get moved on my, bumped or bent a little bit on my rest? And it's like, fuck, because it doesn't take much. I mean, you're shooting at something 60 yards away. It's not going to take much, especially with a little bit of wind.
Look at Wyatt's.
It's not like shooting at a 3D. What's that?
Remember Wyatt's launcher? Remember that at provincials?
Yeah. His whale tail fucking ripped. I've never seen that before. I didn't even know that was possible.
But it must have been it was very bushy on the sides of the trails, and
it must have caught a branch.
Yeah.
So
mine did that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, an elevate
whale tail?
AAE whale tail. Yeah.
No shit. Because they
were laminated. Yeah.
Oh, well, this one is just, I'm assuming, I guess it's stainless with the plastic cover on it. It's for the Epsilon.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that. Like, it just tore. But we went to a lizard tongue for him anyway. So
that's good.
We got that freak show.
This one has a lizard tongue and a whale tail. Has full containment cage, or like the target half.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I had it where I caught it on a branch or something, and it is in lamination, so it's like one stacked over another, and then the last one is the whale tail.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I bent it, and it must be like welded in there, or like some sort of adhesive. But then when I went to go shoot it again, it just like snapped forward and bent it, and it was just like loose, like broken. But the new ones from AE, they have a modified kit. So that one was from like 2017, but now it's like a more solid, rigid launcher now. So they fixed that.
And that's what's surprising, because his brand, it's pretty new. It's maybe a year old. So, I mean, I never seen that before. So we had to get him a new one. But yeah, we just put that freak show on now. So now he doesn't even have to worry about it. Just,
You had to make him up some new arrows, though, with that. You had to go 3 fletch, though, right?
Yeah, but we had to switch his arrows anyway, because number one, like when he was shooting at the radium, his draw length was too short.
Yeah.
So we had to move his draw length again, which we just did. Like, we've probably moved it over an inch in the last, I don't know, I want to say 4 months. I don't know exactly, but we moved a lot. And like same with his poundage, like he's maxed that bow out. So now he needs a new bow because that one only goes up to 50 pounds.
Well, he's growing like a weed. Like, I mean, you remember when we were making fun of him when he was walking ahead of us? And I don't remember if we were doing B course or whatever. It was just like,
oh, we're at the static.
gangly,
That's what I was
the
saying. I was
baby
like, look at
deer,
this fucking
gangly
guy.
arms
Fucking
and legs
like,
everywhere. It was
yeah,
so
it's just
funny.
like, that's what I was saying. I'm like, fuck, he looks like the guy off the Sesame Street. He's just fucking flopping around, like feet and arms out the side. Like his feet are so big now, right? His feet are almost the same size as mine. So like everything just grows, but it's funny. Like my brother and I were talking about it too, because like he hadn't seen him in a while, and he's like, "Fucking why? He hit puberty hard since the last time I seen him." I'm like, yeah, we all go through it. I mean, he's squeaky voice, and his mustache is growing in, and it's funny. I give him a hard time, but I also remind him like, dude, it's don't feel uncomfortable or anything or awkward. I mean, every single person on this earth goes through it.
Oh yeah,
no.
Yeah, we're just going to be us. Yeah. And at the same time, he's just going to be like, yeah, you guys made fun of me, but I'll allow you guys to shoot with me next year.
Well, I was saying
he's going to be working us so hard.
I was telling you, I was like, it's not going to be very long until we ain't going to be competing against each other. It's going to be like, well,
yeah. And one of us, let's if one of us beats him, that's a win.
Well, we might have to we'll both shoot. We'll take our best arrow against yours. So. But they're when they're young, they develop so fast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like he started shooting a bow when he was like 6 years old, right? All my kids did. So like their development is just like it's like anything you do, right? Doesn't matter what it is, playing hockey, like those fundamental years of like building and growing. If you're doing that one sport or that one activity throughout those years, like you just develop leaps and bounds, right?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Well,
and if you start later on in life, yeah, you're going to get good, but it's like, you just don't see that crazy, you don't see that crazy drastic improvement. And it's like, well, what the fuck? A 15-year-old's whipping your ass. Well, yeah, he's 15, but he's been shooting for 9 years. And like, he shot in like the most monumental years of his life when he was growing and developing and like, building all that muscle, like, do you know what I mean? Just strictly for shooting or all that stuff.
He's not afraid to shoot from the far pegs. Like Derek, he came out with our group on the extreme course.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin was tied up with the other kids or whatever. So he came out with us, and he can trash talk already. He's not
4 hours on the one course, I think.
So yeah, I was like, of course he can come shoot with us. So we joined our group, and trash talk starts. And before we shoot our first arrow, front of everybody, it's like, okay, this is how it's gonna go. If you're gonna trash talk, the only way you can trash talk is if you shoot with the men's pegs back here with the rest of us. And he's like, just looked square in the eye and is like, done. Like, I'm gonna work you. And he did so good. It was awesome to see. Just like, whatever, yeah, I could shoot from the pegs up front there, but no, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna show you guys how to shoot. And it was awesome.
Well, even like when we go to like the ones we've been going to, which is a lot this year, I tell him like, well, shoot from the men's, right? Like it's only like you're only going to get better. Yeah, like your score is not going to. Yeah.
Well,
and like if it's not in the provincials or if it's not in like where he's competing for something, yeah, and like sure all these other 3D courses they give out medals and stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, Wyatt, all those fucking medals they're not going to do you any good. You're just going to be hanging on your wall. You're going to get better by shooting with better people, right? You don't want to be the best person in your group. You want to be the worst because then you're going to get better. And as soon as you get better, you find a new group, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, when my wife saw his score, Derek, she went and wrote it down in his category that he was in. She turned to me and she's like, "Can I just stick him with the men?" Like, I was like, "Well, we could, but no, not for this sake." But yeah, we could because his scores I think his score beat probably 3/4.
Well, he had a 411. I had a 401.
Yeah, like it was insane.
And I didn't shoot the C, but only because, like I said, I took 4 hours to shoot 15 targets.
Yeah,
or 20 targets. Well, I didn't think I was gonna make it. We
can try changing things up a little bit next year because Evie
Oh,
needs a
it
little
wasn't
more
the
help in the
course.
front. No,
It wasn't
not
the course. It was the group I was with.
Yes.
And
No,
I wasn't
but
even shooting, which was I'm thankful I wasn't, because if I was going to shoot,
oh,
I would have
yeah,
ended up hanging myself.
wouldn't have been good. But next year, I'm probably going to do it around the Friday night before it starts, because what Evie's having issues with answering questions on, grouping and all this other stuff. So I might stay there for the registration on Saturday morning, but in turn, just so that I can get my rounds, and I might go out with a couple people if they want. And I'm going to shoot my first round Friday night so I can get my rounds in throughout the whole weekend, just because, you're running around doing shit all the time.
Well, and that's what I did. I had to take all the kids out.
Yeah.
And then I had to go shoot.
Yeah.
So, but like, I don't think next year we can't, like, the kids did a double round on Saturday. And like the younger, like there was a few meltdowns.
Yeah.
Like we had 5 young kids, under the age of 10. And there was definitely a few meltdowns, of course. Like, just walk through, little meltdown here.
Yeah.
Let people walk through, kids fucking losing their shit.
That was awesome. But maybe that's an option too. Maybe, a couple of you can
well, that would help,
or
because
whatever,
if you
and do
could
it
take
Friday night, and
either I go, or even like, I think next year we'll do like split it up so the kids are only doing in the one day, like A on one day, and then the next day, because
and if we got to go do a course in the afternoon, then it is what it is, right? It's nice. Some of our courses are open when it's hot, and it's just like certain ones you want to do in the morning.
I mean, that's the thing. And like we did 4 hours for one course, and I think we sped it up on the next one, and it was like 2.5 or 3, but it's still like it was all day, right? And it's hot, and the mosquitoes, and then it's like I was in it, my brother, his kids, my wife, his wife, and our dad, and it was like, holy fuck. Come on, group, let's go. Like, if it ain't the kids falling behind us, the grandpa, or the wives getting lost, or like, is there an outhouse out here? Oh, there's not a fucking outhouse. Go to the bathroom before, or walk back, or hold it. I don't know, or go in the bush. Go squat in the bush. I don't want anyone to see me. Well, then fucking pinch it off. I don't know. Jesus, like,
just hold it.
Yeah, you're limited on options here. I don't know what you want to tell you.
It's too funny.
Yeah, it is. It's comical. I mean, when you and I were texting, you're like, "Hey, where are you? Like, you're gonna miss this thing." And I was like, "Fuck you, man. Don't even keep me going right now. I've been on this course for 8 hours." But I'm glad I made it still. I think you guys did a little later, which was nice than what you originally thought. That long bomb.
Yeah, and I think next year what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a time that's a little later, like 7 o'clock or something like that, 7:30, and have it posted so that everybody can kind of plan around it. We never had it posted; it was just kind of by word of mouth. But I think next year we'll put a poster up or something, just so everybody knows who's going into town or whatever, and then come back out for it. But
yeah,
and I want to stretch it out a little farther next year. We're gonna do some tree trimming, and just because I like the elevated platform, I thought it was a cool feature, just instead of just shooting off the ground. But we'll see.
Well, like 120 yards.
Well, I want to keep it to the point, because I mean we do our 300 yarder. That'll never change. But I like to keep it to where
it's nice when you have a pin for it.
Yeah. Because there's so many people that can hit if you can put a pin on it and you got people hitting all around it, they want to shoot again. They want to do more, right? And it's part of a fundraiser for us too. I mean, the winner takes half, and then the rest of the money just goes right back into the course for targets and stuff like that. So even if it's like 100, 110 or something like that, most people can, even if you got a fixed pin, you can guess pretty good. Anybody at the rolling site can get pretty close to that, if not bang on. And we had lots of people hit the target. I don't think anybody missed.
No, Wyatt came up a little short.
Oh, that's right, on one.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. But he figured it out after, didn't like?
He shot 2. First one was a little short, but he didn't have a pin for it, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing, once he gets higher poundage, that's the other thing too. He just
there's a couple of people with fixed pins the first shot, obviously, because you're guessing, right? I mean, you got 5 pins. One of them's not 100 or 80 something yards.
Yeah.
If it is, that'd be really unrealistic. I've got a 20, 30, 40, and an 86 pin.
Yeah.
Just in case.
But it was good. Yeah. You learn a few things here and there and you tweak it, and it It was fun. I always like those long bomb ones. They're a blast.
Yeah, it was good. It was tight too.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin beat me on that one too by.
It was close.
Oh, it was less than half an arrow shaft.
Yeah, it was close.
It was tight. And that's where I find it fun. Like when you, especially because there was 3 of us. The other guy, I couldn't tell. Like when I did the measuring or double check the measuring, I called it a draw between Kevin and the other. I think it's.
Well, it was like we measured from the dot, and I could not believe it was like an exact tie to be that far on that target and to come out with 2 arrows exactly the same.
Yeah.
So we had to do a shootout. I don't think he wanted to do the shootout because he was saying, well, let's just split it. No, let's shoot again.
Yeah.
You got to win. There's got to be a winner and a loser.
There's got to be a winner. Yeah.
Can't have a tie.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
No.
It didn't take long and it was lots of fun. So, yeah.
So cool. Are you doing any long range stuff right now, Derek?
Yeah, one of my buddies called me. I got to call him back. We're probably going to be.
So right now you're doing training in the morning.
Yeah.
Shooting your arrows, or you're lifting weights in the morning, go to work.
Yeah.
Shoot your arrows, run.
And it's early mornings at work too. It's like early.
What time are you getting up at?
Now it's like 4 or something.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed at?
Probably like 11.
Holy fuck, dude. You're not getting much sleep, eh? I love those.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to drop some. Are you gonna have to drop something to do the long range stuff?
No, just sleep less. He's just gonna do it from 11.
Do everything faster.
That's easier to say when you're getting 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, we cut an hour out of there.
Yeah, no,
just run and lift weights at the same time. Doing arm curls with like preacher curls while he's running on a treadmill.
Yeah, I'll probably transition more to like 4 days in the gym.
Okay,
let's do 4 days and then do shoulders and abs at home. And mobility stuff on the weekend.
So how many days a week would you do your long range stuff if you got to focus on that for a while?
So like right now I'll do. It's been so hot, you got to be careful. You don't want to be pushing. Like I'll do a lot of dry fire stuff. I'll do like because the amount of strings you can practically do with your rifle because it's 35 degrees. Today it was 35. You're pushing your barrel temps too high to do anything productive. You'll just be cooking your barrel. You'll constantly be trying to cool down your barrel. I actually have like a magneto speed barrel. Basically it's an air mover. Just circulates air through there, has a little filter and everything just to get some airflow. Hey, but no, so I'll start doing some long range stuff here as soon as it starts cooling a little bit down to like 25. But if there's like a 29-degree day in the shade in the morning, like I'll go because it'll still be 20 degrees. A lot of dry fire stuff. I'll just start shooting groups. That's a key. I'll do 100 yards, shoot a group, track my cold bore shot, cold mind, cold bore, cold everything, just to make sure that you're locked into the zone. Because I feel like at the start, it's kind of tricky. There's a fine line between trigger control and gun pressure. So how tight you're holding the rifle, you just become a little sloppy. And then I start doing my checklist, like, cam position, make sure I'm not torquing the rifle, exhale, your breathing routine, stuff like that. Start really working that type of process. And then just the shot itself, just like how to build pressure consistently and just like repeat. It's just tons of dry fire reps. And then I'll make 3-shot groups, and then I'll start shooting farther and farther. I'll start pushing it out. And like my buddy Pat, he called me. We're probably going to set up like 10 rifles, trajectory validation out to 1,200 yards, and that's like I'll have a rifle that I know is good, and I'll shoot some groups, and then I'll take his customer rifles and I'll start printing groups, sighting them in, shooting them at 600 and then 1,200 yards right away here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we do it with all the guns. We just sight them in, then shoot them at 600, 1,200. And then write down those numbers, and then it's for custom etched turrets. So, but I got to do a bunch of brass reloading and sorting here, and then yeah, just start really getting back into it. But archery it's tough. There's only so much time.
Yeah.
It's like got to do it at night, man.
Well, and you're playing
Archery
dad
is,
too.
well, it's like 6 to 1, half dozen the other, because it's like the depth that you go into shooting, like the long range stuff,
And it's
is
perishable.
equivalent. Well, and it's equivalent to archery, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
like, that's why I think you're fucking hardcore, where you're going both. So that's what we were talking about like last time. Wouldn't it be nice if we just didn't have to sleep?
Yeah, if you don't have to
Think
sleep,
there's
yeah, you got
shit we could get done.
unlimited time. Unlimited time. And
Fuck
still
yeah.
spending time with the kids and like, Mace, my middle child, he's shooting bow. So, you're not as efficient with your own shooting. You got to make sure that you're taking care of him, make sure he's learning something new each day. Like, and too, like he wants to go fishing. So I'm like, oh, for shit.
Well, and you got to do it. Like, what are you gonna do?
I was gonna go to the range, like, oh, the kid wants to go fishing, so we're going fishing.
Hard to turn that down.
Yeah, like
that's why I don't. So like I started running the line. I took the course, started running the line at the kids archery, and everyone's like, well, why don't you come down? Why don't you bring your bow and shoot? It's like, well, I'm not shooting. I'm not down here for myself. I'm down here to help the kids. I'm calling the line. Both my kids are down here. I'm trying to help them. I can't sit here and shoot.
No.
Not to mention you can't call the line when shooting, but even if I wasn't, like, I can't sit here and shoot and try to help my kids or any other kids that need help at that, for that matter. It's like, I'm down here for the kids, not for myself. I'll go home and I'll shoot, right?
Yeah.
Even if you got to squeeze them in just before dark.
Yeah. Yeah, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no,
it's going to be nice. So when I don't know if I told you guys, but like, so the wiring that's going into the addition, it's going to be wired. It's going to be wired for outside power. It's basically going to be a lane up the whole driveway with it's going to be lighted from the bottom of the driveway all the way up, powered all the way up to a big target behind the block wall at the top where our targets are now. So I'll be able to shoot at night, which will be nice because 4 o'clock, it gets dark.
This is going to be like the bat cave here. There's lighting and
so it's funny.
What are you all putting in the addition? Is that going to be like your shop and trophy room, or what are you thinking?
No, so the addition, so the addition part is just a garage, but the garage isn't going to be. It's going to be where all the archery stuff is, and then the shop now is turning into where it's going to be like a great room, and I'm basically turning that into like my new workout area. So I'll just have my mounts and shit, and then like weights and stuff in there. Yeah. And then above that's living areas for my dad. But so the guy that was doing the wiring. I was like telling him, he's like, "What's this for?" I was like trying to explain to him, and I was like trying to tell him, like, I want it lit up so it's like car lights the whole way, like I want it so it's daytime. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we can do it." Like especially now with all the
LED
how easy it is
and stuff.
Yeah, like exactly. LEDs. It's pretty.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want to light here, and I want to light basically every 5 feet up the whole driveway, big LED light, and a massive light like a train light at the top. And I'm going to build it so it's got a little lean-to, right? So it'll be encased, and then the light will shine down the target. And he's like, "What? What the fuck are you doing?" You don't get it.
Yeah,
but it'll be nice because then you can shoot.
You have to tape up all your fibers on your freaking bow so they're on your sight so that you're not getting starburst at nighttime.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Run a piece of tape on that. But it'll be good because then it solves one less thing.
Yeah.
Because that's the shitty part about the wintertime is you can't shoot.
Yeah.
In the wintertime because it's dark at 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah, like by the time you get done work, like our range, they have a sunlight policy. Hey, so if the last light is like that's a cutoff.
Yeah, and ours is an hour before and an hour after dawn or dusk. So
yeah,
or actually 9 a.m. I should say, and then it's an hour before it gets dark. But not that I ever go to the range, but yeah, it'll be nice, be good. Hey, Derek, do you know? What's this guy's name? Aaron Davidson. Have you ever heard of him? From Gunworks. You ever do anything with Gunworks?
Yeah. Yeah. Like It's they're the gold standard. Yeah, they've asked like on their podcast, they've covered some of the stuff I've asked them. Like their rangefinders and stuff. Some of the questions I've asked them, they've covered like where they called it out. But yeah, no, Gunworks is the gold standard. Like Gunworks is the reason why I shoot long range.
Oh yeah, I was just curious because they reached out and asked if they could come on the show, and like lately we get quite a bit of requests to come on the show, which is kind of funny because at the beginning I couldn't get anyone to come on the fucking show, right? I had to pay Pete to come on the first time. Yeah. So, but now like they just don't fit. Like whether it's like duck hunting, it's like, well, we're not really duck hunters, so it's like, and it's like the whole like. It's like these podcasters, like the hardest thing is just trying to find somebody who hasn't been on another podcast a million times, right? It's like one big circle jerk, seems like. Right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's relevant stuff, but it's like, well, fuck, it's just like regurgitating the same shit over and over and over. And I found it really hard, since we started, is like trying to come up with topics and questions that are new. Yeah, keep it fresh, because it's like, and like I think we've all talked about this together before, and it's like, well, how many times can we cover the same topic over and over and over, right? So like that's kind of like where we're kind of getting different guests in different areas, which are still relevant to everyday life, not just hunting, but like everyday stuff, right? But anyway, kind of going on a ramble there. But anyway, they asked, and I kind of figured,
oh, absolutely,
that you would. Yeah, that it would be a good fit, because like if it was just me, I'd be like, well, what the fuck are we going to talk about? I mean, like you just put a bullet and you point and shoot, and it's that easy, right?
The animal falls over.
With one of their setups, it is. Yeah, no, they
is that right?
Oh yeah, so Huskama Optics, they owned and they started that company.
Oh yeah.
And then they went to the G7 Gunworks stuff, and now they're onto like the Nexus platform. No, they're the thing I like about Gunworks is they are so innovative. They don't coast. That's what I like about them. They don't coast. Like they're trying to sell a rifle package system. They're not just like everyone gets it. They romanticize the rifle. It's all about the rifle. For them, that's not what it's about. What it's about is you get that once in a lifetime tag. You're going on these big hunts. You need something that is 100% going to work, and that's the rangefinder, the binoculars, the rifle setup, the optics, everything, the ammunition. They do everything. And they're constantly innovating, like their action designs, their binoculars, their range finding calculators, their turrets. Like they got a new scope line too. Like the Revic is truly revolutionary. Like it has like shoot to sensors in the scope with a heads up display with a HUD. Like it's like cutting edge shit.
Yeah, well, he did a brief, and he was saying about so Aaron Davidson, he is the CEO, I guess, of Gunworks. And they're talking about, how he pioneered the ballistic turret and ballistic rangefinders.
Yep.
That are now, and then
so they just spent $500,000.
Oh yeah, he just spent $500,000 to build a ballistic app.
Yep.
All this shit, but to me, it's just gibberish. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so like their stuff is like, so say like you're gonna do an angle compensation shoot to range. Their calculations are based off of, like, you remember what I was saying, like it's a parabolic arch, so it has max ordnance. They factor in the max ordnance and the full flight path with the drag coefficient. So what that means is it's like you can cheat quite a bit with angle compensation, but it's not 100% accurate. So you could shoot down 600 yards, you're probably going to be okay. And on animals, you're probably going to, I hit a little low, whatever, right? Maybe that was me. Well, with their stuff, that's adjusted for the full flight path of the bullet. So you'll hit low on an AMR type, like a angle compensation. You'll hit low on their stuff. You won't hit low. You'll hit exactly where you're aiming.
It's factoring in everything.
Everything. Yep. everything. And even like some of their Revit stuff, like they have like direction of fire in the scope.
What's Revix again?
So that's the optic company. So there's Gunworks is the rifle and the platform.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I know you've said all this shit, but when you start talking about this, it like literally dubs in like I feel like you're talking, like Chinese gibberish, or some other fucking language.
Like, I just like, but like their scope knows direction of fire. So like why that's relevant is it knows where its position aiming to true north. Like you put the gun on and
that's crazy.
It knows something direction else. It's pretty wild shit. So, they're like as far as pioneering long range rifle and just kind of like the whole experience, right? Like you could take a shooter, you can make them extremely proficient out to like 500-600 yards. Their stuff is like you can be proficient out to 800, 900. Doesn't mean you're going to take that on animals, but they're definitely on the cutting edge of rifles because it's all geared around hunting too.
Yeah,
it's not just target. Yeah,
it'll be a good conversation, I guess. I just sent you it, so I don't know.
For us to listen to and Derek to host.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I don't even feel like. Yeah, you guys can hit it hard.
Oh yeah,
we might have to do it in a couple. I have a feeling like if you get two guys like you talking, I feel like you could probably like you have to do it on like a Saturday, Sunday type of thing because it'll probably be like 60 hours of fucking.
We'll book us in to come help out with the kids there while you're hosting this show. Come on, kids, you're with Uncle Pete and Kevin this weekend.
Gunworks they're amazing. Yeah. Like even like they just like they think about a lot of things that people don't think about. It's just like with archery stuff, like bows get better every year somehow. Like this is the best bow.
They do,
and that engineering is with light tweaks.
They do ish,
yeah,
small, because like
they're running out of things right now.
Well, the thing is, like a lot of these, like with those new Matthews, like you're getting all these cracks in them. It's like, well, you can't make a bow
super light.
You can only take off so much of the frame before you start like fucking it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can go so far, but like if you go too far too quick, then you get setbacks. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's and at the end of the day, they're all none of that shit's gonna make you a better shooter. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's not gonna replace putting in the work.
You can take a guy with that perfect form and put him with, well, there's no such thing as really a shit bow, but if you want a lower end bow, let's leave it at that. He will outshoot somebody with a brand new top end bow with crap. Like it's not even a competition. It'd be a slaughter.
No, that's what I mean. Like there's no replica for putting in the work. Like you can't just buy a bow and it's going to shoot the arrows for you.
No,
unfortunately.
It's I've seen that quite a bit where like with rifles that is like major because there is this gadget type of thing involved with all that shit, right? There's
and with my
rifle too, my rifle is
dealing with explosions and like black powder.
And guys not that arrows, right?
Yeah, and not that arrows and bows can't fuck you up, if they come derailed or an arrow snaps. Or I mean, I've seen brutal videos of like arrows going through guys' hands or like bow getting shot in the face. Like, fuck, terrible shit.
Yeah. But like I was saying, you'll see an old guy with a Tika T3 can shoot it like a dam and absolutely smoke someone with like a Barrett Amrad $10,000 setup. That doesn't mean jack shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean they did their homework. That doesn't mean that they know how to map out everything. It doesn't mean anything. The guy who has shot that rifle for how many barrels, has put the reps in, they know what's going on. They're gonna just outshoot. Just even from record keeping experience, right? So,
yeah. Well, he's put in the work. He's put in the time. That's what I was saying. Like, there's no replica.
There's no substitute for that stuff.
No. There's no substitute for hard work. So Right on.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
I think so. It's getting a little late here. Almost time for bed.
Yeah.
Almost time for my garage archery shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might try to sneak
Legit.
outside.
Still got Derek, you got an hour and a half. Yeah. I've been trying really hard to get into bed before like bed 9 o'clock, sleep 9:30. So I've even gone down to like not having coffee. So apparently coffee stays in your system for 12 hours. I learned recently. And I used to be like a late afternoon coffee drinker. So I'm making a conscious effort to like not drink coffee after 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's like get up, have a coffee, and then do my run or my workout, and then maybe a coffee before I head out the door for work.
So I can drink a pot of coffee right before bed, and I can be out cold in 2 minutes. See you later.
I used to work out at 11 o'clock.
But
and then
the thing is, Pete, I feel
before.
like you could sleep. My wife, she could sleep any fucking where. She could, a nuke could be setting off a volcano right next to her and she could still sleep.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're the same type. Me, I can't sleep, man. I'm very light sleeper.
You need a nap. You feel 100% after. Have another cup of Joe right after that. You're good to go.
The day that you catch me napping would just be, that'd be it. Like, it's over. I'm Joe Biden. I'm done. Like, I'm out.
Well, see, and there's certain, I got to feel comfortable around a few people. Like you, Kevin, I wouldn't freaking nap anywhere around you because
something's going to happen to your eyebrows and be shaved off or something drawn on your face.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Be like, I'd have toothpicks holding these eyes open like this. I'll sleep standing up. You're not even going to know. I'm just gonna look wide awake.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, too, we got to get Greg on here. We got to get it while the iron's hot.
Oh, yeah. He's fired up
a little. And I got $100. Like, it's kind of dead now, but I was like, I had a brown one for the guy who's going to send him messages.
How long do you think he'd stay on the show if you had a Democrat hat on or something like that? Or do you just think shit would go flying for even
a Biden hat?
Oh, holy fuck. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, we're far enough away, like where I know he couldn't get me, but you never know, man. He might just like all of a sudden be knocking on my door and like fucking stretch me out with those 6'8" arms he's got. Like, oh shit. Big fucking mad 6'8" fucking 300-pound dude that's in shape knocking.
It's had the whole drive to think about what you said or more.
Yeah. No, we should get him on the show and just pick his brain about politics in the U.S. I feel like it'd be
explosive,
pretty entertaining. But like explosive is a term. Like in Canada, like, and I don't watch a lot of TV, and like I don't really pay attention to politics. Like in Canada, never mind, other than like, I want the Conservatives back in, and Justin Trudeau's a fucking idiot. Like other than that, I don't really pay attention to too much of it. Never mind what's going on in the States. So, but I know like through our guests and stuff, and just talking off air to a lot of our American guests, like politics are a big thing, right? There's, politics and religion are huge. And so like, I would definitely like, I feel like when you're sitting here at a computer screen, like you just want to, I'd have a really hard time not like poking them just to see how, just to sit here like this and just be like, just fucking poking the bear, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to see his face get. Fuck yeah. So that's why I kind of want to get him on, but it's like, it's one of those things. Like, I don't want him to fucking throw his head
too fired up.
Yeah, get too fired up. But he's got a good sense of humor, so I think it'd be okay. The first, and now shit's settled down. I think it'd be okay. But like, holy fuck, not just him, man. People were fired up down there about that. That was pretty crazy, though. That whole.
Yeah.
Almost getting clipped, got shot in the ear. Like, what kind of gun do you think he was using? Like, I know you wouldn't have missed.
Probably an AR. He probably was using some whatever AR or something. Something like
150 yards? That's not that far. That's arrow distance.
He's so lucky. Oh my God.
Well, fuck, it hit his ear. Like, you think of like
that's
how close it had to.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's terrible. And then he gets up and he's like, fight.
Oh yeah. Like,
fuck, the whole thing was like, is this staged? Like when I was watching, I was like, this can't be fucking real. Is this really happening? Like,
yeah, it's real.
Right up Trump's alley. I love it.
Oh.
So I didn't tell you guys. I think I told it on the last one when Nate was on, but like I was DMing. Where the fuck did I message? I said something. I don't know if it was on somebody's Instagram. I said, and somebody DM me saying, "Oh, what? I suppose you're a Democrat. You're voting for Biden." And I'm like, "No, no, I'm in Canada." And then he sends me a message back, and he's like, "Well, what difference does that make?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking retarded? Like, what's wrong with you?"
What?
I'll show the screenshot.
What are you
I'll
talking
screenshot it
about?
and send it to you guys. This guy's messaging me on Instagram, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?
No.
I live in Canada, you idiot. We don't vote for American politics. Like, I don't really give a flying fuck. That has zero impact. Like, step away from the delusions of grandeur. It has zero impact on my life. Who gets fucking elected in your election?
Yeah, we got
zero.
worse.
Yeah, we have our own
here.
fucking.
We have
problems.
our own problems. Yeah,
we got our own fucking shit going.
Problems.
Yeah.
Yes,
we got our own shit we're dealing with. Pretty funny. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see if I can bug him, get him on. It'd be funny. Maybe this weekend we'll get him on for.
Yeah, I should be available this whole weekend too. I don't think I'm going anywhere.
We'll get him on in the morning over coffee.
Oh yeah. It might give me time to get like a mug with like a Democrat thing on there.
We should all. He shows up and we all got fucking vote for Biden. I don't know.
Oh,
I think he dropped out. Did he get a Harris one?
Yeah, he dropped out. I heard that on the radio when I was driving to work today. Yeah, get a Harris. Maybe get like Pool Harris cup or something like that.
Oh man,
that would be it. He wouldn't even come on the show anymore.
No,
but anyway, we'll see. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Have a good night.
See ya.
Gear up for the hunt and learn from the best with Deer and Deer Hunting Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern on Waypoint TV. Tune in every week for expert hunting tips and unforgettable moments in the field. Waypoint TV, your destination for outdoor entertainment.
A life that has the stories to back it. A life to be proud of. It's a Winchester life.
Yeah, baby. 6'8" Western. Oh, mule deer, baby, right there.
Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Waypoint TV.